everybody, I'm Lori Taylor Davis and I'm a Global Pro Lead Artist here at Smashbox Cosmetics, and we're going to talk about our Studio Skin 24-Hour Full Coverage Foundation I'm in love. For shade matching, I think that you kind of want to cover a couple of different things. Number one, you definitely want to have an idea of what your skin undertone is.
Okay.
Like, are you warm? Are you cool? Do you have more of an olivey tone? Do you have more of a warm peachy pink tone? I think that's the first. And then you're going to pick three tones within, three different shades within your undertone. Because this foundation is 100% full coverage, it tends to be really pigment dense with a lot of pigment. That's where you're getting the coverage from. I think in the past we've had foundations that are full coverage and it's almost like it's a base layer kind of mixed in with the pigment, so you're getting coverage a different way. This one, Smashbox, decided to load it up with a lot of pigment. Putting the pigment in the front makes it a lighter weight consistency. So most people would naturally want to swipe on their jawline, but if you need to swipe basically where you have discoloration, so normally in the center of the face, you're going to choose basically the color that you think you are, one lighter and one darker, and just kind of go from there.
Okay.
Yeah. I think the most important thing, and I think we do this really best at Smashbox, and I think it's just from our heritage of, artistry, primer. I can't say it enough. Primer. Smashbox makes up to date, I think it is 11 different primers.
Wow.
There's a couple more in the hopper. The reason why is because if you can actually help to prep the skin and correct what's going on with the skin, you can wear any type of foundation.
Okay.
So for us, it's always prep with some type of priming product.
Okay.
Classic primer, which is our first primer that we've ever created. It's more of a silicone based, has a velvety finish. It's like a smooth and blur. This one I think is the one that most people will reach for when they're trying to, prep the skin for a full coverage.
Okay.
Because I love a super glowy complexion, and I want to kind of control the skin prior to makeup application, I tend to do what I like to call primer cocktailing. So it's basically taking something like a primerizer, which is I like to do glow, so we'll do, put those down. So we'll do oil and primerizer because I want a little bit of dew and a little bit of radiance to come through. So I'll do a little, like almost equal parts of that, apply that to the skin, let it set for a second, almost like let it cook, and then I'm gonna take my foundation and apply it from there.
Okay.
With full coverage foundation, less is more, especially this foundation.
Okay.
Like less is so much more because you don't need a lot of it for it to spread. It has really good spreadability.
Okay.
So for this foundation, I have a lot of people, because there's some people that use their fingers, there's some people that love to use their, use a beauty blender or some type of beauty sponge. I tend to love a brush. We actually created a full coverage foundation brush, and the thing that you'll notice, and I don't know if you can even see that it's like so soft and velvety at the top, and it's more domed. The reason why I love a brush like this is because not only can you buff, you can also, so it's almost like the two things that you would do with a regular sponge and a beauty sponge. It's also kind of has like more of a tip, so you can get right at the under eye. And the best application I would say is we say a pea-sized amount of the foundation. I think it's more of a half a pea because I like to shear it out and then build. Load the brush up and then literally just buff it into the skin and then build by tapping it into the skin, which is so fantastic. And it's a 24-hour wear, and it really does wear for 24 hours.